Okay, we are live. Welcome to the One United podcast. Today we have a short panel of just me and Wali. Today we'll be going through our cup exit. We'll be talking about some of the players, predictions for the United versus Villa game, and some of the comments that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer made during his conference today. So, Wali, one trophy gone again this season. Does it matter really? Does the Carabao Cup matter to you, Wali? Hello?
Uh, yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
okay,
there
yeah,
was the internet was a bit dodgy over here. I'm here. Yeah.
okay, no worries,
So
yeah.
yeah, let's talk about that exit. Well,
Hmm.
first and foremost, like there were quite a few people who did say like it shouldn't matter. It's the Carabao Cup and all that. I do agree to that to some extent, but if you look at this, how things have gone on in the last 3.5, 4 years, we haven't won a trophy. And I think for us to advance into the deep end of the Carabao Cup and probably even winning it would have done us a world of good. And once it's basically like beggars can't be choosers at this moment of time because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs a trophy by hook or by crook. So I do not. Yes, it's the Carabao Cup. You could call it the Mickey Mouse Cup and all that, but a trophy can do wonders to your confidence.
Hmm.
Now, talking about the game in particular, I think we did play well. I think there was fluidity, but at the same time, the thing that we lacked was that we did not have our finishing boots. Like we keep on saying that there are two separate players and two separate
Hmm.
camps in the Manchester United department right now. Uh, you have your Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo, Marcus Rashford, who are more direct. Who will be more goal oriented, who will actually cause havoc in the defense. And on the other hand, you have your Juan Mata, your Jadon Sancho, your Donny Van de Beek, Anthony Martial, who are more of a collective, who have more of a collective thought process, who basically link up play and all that, and might not be as direct. Jesse
Hmm.
Lingard is included in that as well. So this is where we were lacking. We had a lot of techie players, but at the same time, we did not have anyone direct over there. I think that was the problem. I think if we had started someone like a Bruno Fernandes, or had we, did we have Edison Cavani over there to actually, if we had a focal point over there for all that build up that we were
Hmm.
doing from back to front, I
Hmm.
think we would have scored a goal. And you could exactly see that because Anthony Martial, we will be talking about him, but at the same time, if he's your number nine who hasn't been in form and
Yeah.
who isn't that kind of a player who would actually, feed off scraps, make the right movement, then you will struggle. Like I said, for the very first time, I think that our midfield wasn't overrun at all. Our midfield looked good with Donny Van de Beek and Nemanja Matic out there. Well,
Hmm.
we'll talk about Van de Beek as well. I think he deserves a lot more games. He impressed, to be very honest. Diego Dalot was decent as well. So there were good things out there, but at the same time, it was hard to digest that we crashed out of the cup. And uh, before the match, I had this feeling that we might beat West Ham in the league, but we might crash out to them in the Carabao Cup. It was
Hmm.
very Manchester United like, to be very honest. But the
Hmm.
way we played, I think we deserved something out of it. What about you?
Um, so for me, before the match itself, I didn't care about Carabao Cup. I thought it would be like a friendly match, but I did expect us to beat a B team West Ham because they also made 10 changes. I like the team selection. I don't think anyone had a complaint because everyone wanted to see like Bailey Lindelof play
Mm,
again, Van der Beek start, Tellers play, Dalot play. Like it was pretty much like what people wanted. Like even give Marshall a chance, Sancho to start. So in that sense, I was like happy with it. But the manner in which we conceded a goal, and like you said, we just couldn't finish. We had so much chances to win that game. Maybe if we play that game another day, perhaps one of the goals could have gone in. We could have got a penalty. Greenwood came on and had a very good chance right when he
yeah.
came on. So if those things went in, it would have been a completely different story. But then I was so like initially I didn't care about the Carabao Cup, but then later on I thought that like you know what, since we didn't win anything, maybe we should be caring about it. But then again, when I thought about it, like considering that we finished second last season, we have to go better in Champions League. Like if this was like a Man United team that was finishing like top four or just like how we are like Spurs or something like just finishing top four,
Yes.
just qualifying Champions League, then I would kind of get we need to prioritize Carabao Cup. But considering the squad that we have, considering our at least our aspirations of actually challenging for the title, I still think it's okay that we got knocked out. And considering we were going to play Man City next, if we had gone through, I if as long as we play well in the league, if we our focus is on getting the Premier League or challenging for Chelsea and Man City or Liverpool, I'm okay with this exit because I don't think in the long run anyone's gonna think about, oh, United got knocked out of West Ham in the first round because we've been knocked out by Man City twice, and even when we won against with Mourinho, it was a celebration, but at the same time it's just like, yeah, we won League Cup, like big deal, you know. Even during the
Yeah,
Ferguson
didn't
era
hear
when it
me.
was, yeah, I can hear you, like even during the Ferguson era
Yeah,
when we won League Cup, I think in 2010 or something, when that's the only trophy we won, it still felt like we didn't win anything that season. So in the long run, I feel like it's not a big loss considering that we should be challenging for the title and going further in the Champions League. So later on, I realized that, you know what, it's fine, big deal. West Ham got their revenge, I guess. David Moyes' first victory against us, so that kind of over that shadow is gone. So yeah, but like you mentioned, some of the players that played. Let's talk about Anthony Martial. You are a big fan of him. Was that his last chance to prove that he could be a United player?
to be very honest, like yeah, like you just did mention, I am like one of his biggest fans of here. But I think if you look at where he is at the pecking order at this moment, you have Ronaldo and Edison Cavani as well as Mason Greenwood at number 9, who will be your center forward. And then from the left, you have Marcus Rashford, you have Paul Pogba, you have even Jadon Sancho is playing from the left.
Hmm.
So and even Jesse Lingard is getting a preference over him at this moment of time, and understandably so because he's been going through a really tough patch. And I don't know if I was the player, if I was Anthony Martial, and if I was a fourth or fifth preference, if I was 25 years of age, considering the fact that the FIFA World Cup will be hosted next year,
Hmm.
uh, you will have to basically get game time, and for that to happen, I think you might have to make the move. So I think that this might just be the final season for Martial. He's lost plenty of fans, and it's a big mountain to climb for him to get back. You remember what happened to Jesse Lingard? He didn't get a goal or an
Hmm.
assist
Whole
two
year.
seasons ago, and we all saw what happened to him. And just as he went to West Ham United, he rejuvenated. He got his form back. He got his mojo back, and now that he's back in Manchester United, he's finally looking like a serious player again.
Hmm.
So I think because sometimes a player needs to let go of. You could even take the example of a Memphis or Romelu Lukaku. And what's so funny over here?
We are joined in by a Ole
Okay,
confused
okay, okay.
person.
Oh, what's up? I guess we're discussing about Anthony Martial.
Your favorite
Ollie
player as
in or
well.
Ollie out?
I know you're
Nah,
already out, Carl.
yeah, just say
Yeah,
Ole out, Akers. It's fine.
What's
yeah.
happening, my
Anyways,
boys?
We're
I
talking
was talking
Martial.
about my favorite player, bro. Let me carry on.
Yeah.
Continue, continue.
Yeah, yeah. So what I was saying was that so look, he's a talented player. We all know that, but I think it's going to be difficult for him to win the fans back. And you talk about him not being a proper number 9. Well, first and foremost, like the only argument that I have is that he's like there are different kinds of number 9s in world football. You have your Karim Benzema's, your Kun Aguero's, then you have your Lewandowski's, your Ronaldo's, who are basically poachers, fox in the box. Martial and what Manchester United require right now is someone like an Edison Cavani, Cristiano Ronaldo. We need more direct players rather than players who could actually, based on how we play, we
Hmm.
are not that team who basically are good in possession. We do not do that tiki taka and all that
Hmm.
shit. We are
Hmm.
quick in transition. We are quick on the break, and we basically feed off defensive errors and goalkeeping errors, and that is exactly why we need a Ronaldo or a Cavani. So, to be very honest, I don't think Martial is that personality. He did have a really good season for LVG. He did have a good season for Solskjaer as well, but right now it's looking difficult for him. He might thrive under another system, but not in this system. So I think this might just be his final season. Although one final thing, I
Hmm.
would prefer him to stay here as well because the squad depth, if we have the squad depth, we could actually use that flexibility and change of tactics whenever we go ahead in the Champions League or Premier League, and it's good.
Hmm.
It leads to a lot of unpredictability for the defenders of our opposition because you can
Hmm.
bring in Jesse, you can bring in Sancho, you can bring in Greenwood. It'll be really difficult for those defenders. But I don't think that he's going
Hmm.
to stay after this season based on what he's going to decide. So that's what I feel.
Hmm. Akers, do you have to add to that? What are your thoughts on Martial?
Yeah, I don't agree with Wally at all. He's very biased towards Martial.
Dude, I just said he's going to leave. What else do you want?
Not even the full season. I think he should go in January. But coming to the point, I
Yeah.
don't even think that we need him for squad depth because of him, Pedestri and Ahmad are going on loan, and I think Ahmad is much better player than Martial currently because Martial is just looking out of form. But given a point, he was selected for France, and he didn't end up playing that bad for
Hmm.
them. So
Good point.
it just might be under Oli that he's not playing well. But again,
But he has performed under Ole, like Wally said. His first season was.
he has performed, but he's looking out of form for more than a year, and I don't
Mhm.
think anybody can be out of form for that long. So I certainly feel that Diallo should be given a preference over Martial, and if we get 40 million, I think it should be worth it because ended up paying 37 million for Ahmad, so
Mhm.
it should be good.
I mean, see, I criticize players, and we'll get to one player that I criticize with Akers Laos next. But with Martial, like I criticize even Pogba, criticize all these players, but also at the same time, I do want them to prove me wrong. And a part of me wanted Martial to take his chance against West Ham because he usually does well against West Ham. He usually scores against West Ham, but yeah, like I didn't see anything in that game that proved that he was fighting for a form. It felt like he was like the main only number nine we had in the club, and he was acting like it. And obviously, with the talent we have, he's definitely not gonna be selected more. I don't think he might even play next midweek against in the Champions League as well, because that's a big must win for us. So yeah, I kind of agree, but I do like your point about like how it improved Lingard going out on loan for like 5 months or 6 months and coming back as a completely different player. But I think Marshall, if he wants to play like Eka said for France, he have to move away either in January and fight for his place in the national team because Benzema's on form and Mbappe and all these guys are gonna be pretty much picking themselves up. So speaking of players that I like to criticize, David De Gea, he's pretty much now the number one without any arguments. Even though Henderson had some good saves against
Yeah,
West
he
Ham,
had a good
not
game,
gonna take
Henderson.
him away. But De Gea back in the lineup. Is that the? Do you think he has improved, or do you think he's back to his best? Just shortly, Akers, you start since you are the biggest fan.
I certainly think they has been in good form since the season started. I'm not
Hmm.
too sure about how he ended the season last, um, how he ended the last season, but
Pro Europa League final.
Europa League final, I got a $50 ticket. But I mean, it's all part of the game. I mean, he's now that kind of player can be out of form because he's performed consistently for
Hmm.
over a period of time, and he was a player of the year for three years in a row.
Hmm.
So I can give that to him. And we all wanted, not all, but most of us wanted Deha to be number two after Henderson started performing last season.
Hmm.
But coming back from that in itself is a big statement from De Gea. So I certainly feel that De Gea is going to claim it. Uh, and with him saving the penalty, I think it was icing on the cake. And he is by far the number one until there's any injuries to him. But I still don't get the point. What is Lee Grant doing in the squad?
He's the coach now. He's coaching them.
But he gets paid as a player. He gets paid 1 million pounds
Yeah,
a year.
I think he moved into the coaching department now.
I think.
The last thing that
Well,
I read about him.
yeah, I think, but I think he's also listed as a player. Like he can play in what do you call FA Cup against some ninth division team. He could
No,
actually
please. We already are out of one club, one cup.
Wally, do you have to add to De Gea situation?
Yeah, David De Gea, I think talking about the season so far, yes, Cristiano Ronaldo has scored the goals and all that. But I think if there's anyone who has been really important for us since the start of the season, it has to be David De Gea. You talk about his save versus Southampton. He got us 2 points over there. It was a draw. You talk about that save against Wolves. He got us 3 points over there. You talk about that penalty save against
Mm.
West Ham, three
Yeah.
points once again. So he's delivered when it's mattered, and that's the old David De Gea. Actually, it's not the old David De Gea because he doesn't save penalties. So it was good to see him finally save a penalty. I did not have any hope, and it was fantastic to see him that way. But you can clearly, and other than that, he's also evolved his game. His ball distribution has improved.
Wow, what just happened to Wally? Wally, you there?
Zombie apocalypse.
Like,
Dude,
can
I
you
see
hear me?
electricity went away. Oh, he's back.
Ah, okay,
Can you-
okay, he's back.
yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry for that. It's been raining
Okay.
outside. So yeah.
Uh,
So what was I saying? So yeah, his ball distribution has improved by a significant margin,
mhm,
and he's yes, you could say even you could say that he needs to be a little commanding in the box. But another factor that I would like to say is that our set piece coach has finally made us.
mhm.
Okay, he's gone again.
Oh no. Man, Wally, you
What a
there?
stream. Are we gonna pause this or are we gonna continue?
Yeah,
Bro, it's continue. Okay,
so
yeah,
we
he's there.
can you
Yeah, yeah,
guys
so yeah,
see
yeah,
me?
continue. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what I was saying was that David De Gea has been our like one of our most important players, along with Cristiano Ronaldo and Mason Greenwood, as well as Bruno and
Hmm.
Pogba. Like 4 or 5 players I've just named over here. But I hope that this continues. We know that there's an error in him as well, but
Hmm.
at the same time, you have to invest in him. He's 30 years of age. 30 years is basically your goalkeeping prime. He can
Hmm.
go on for 3 or 4 more years, and I think it's going to be difficult for Dean Henderson to make his way back. Although he did have a really good game against West Ham.
It
Hmm.
could be more like a decade.
No, I think yeah, I agree with Wally. I think the only criticism I have is sometimes he doesn't command the box, and sometimes he doesn't ask for a pass. Like if the defender's in trouble, he doesn't come out of the 6 yard box and ask for the ball and launches it. It happened twice, one with Maguire and one with Varane. When Varane passed it back, and De Gea was so like it was like he was already trying to save a shot, so he had to run and collect the pass, and it was such a mess up over there. So that's one slightly thing that I think he still has to improve. Like he has to like get the ball from the defenders if they are in pressure and launch it forward. And we have really good forwards, but apart from that, I think he's improved a lot. He has got confidence mainly. I think that was his main issue. And after the 2018 World Cup, it was quite bad. After the Euros, he came back earlier than he was expected to come, and he started training with the squad. And I think that helped him out. So yeah, in general, I
Who's
think.
calling you? Akis? Is that David De Gea? Is that David De Gea?
This is the fax which didn't go through.
Oh, it's a fax machine. David De Gea's fax machine.
Guys, I'll be back.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
Okay then, Wally. Let's get to the predictions. I mean, the lineups first. Since we're talking about players, give us your lineup and any notable players that you want to talk about from your lineup or starting 11.
Well, it'll be back to the usual 11. David De Gea in at goal, and left back Luke Shaw. Harry Maguire and Lindelof will be your centre back pairings.
Mhm.
Right back, although I would want to see more of Diego Dallo, but it's going to be Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And one thing I wanted to say about Diego Dallo is that yes, we did praise him in the last game. But
Mhm.
if you look at Aaron Wan-Bissaka and if you compare him with any right back, I think most of the right backs are better than Aaron Wan-Bissaka offensively.
Mhm.
So, to be very honest, I cannot compare Diego Dallo to Aaron Bissaka in terms of like in attacking terms because you never know. Like you remember, there was a time when Brandon Williams came in instead of Luke Shaw. We all got
Mhm.
very excited that he's going to
Mhm.
be an amazing left back, and now he's playing for Norwich City.
Yeah.
Like I'm not too sure about Diego Dallo. That's why I want to see more of him. He needs a run of game so that we can have a better picture of how he is.
Mhm.
And for midfield, I think it has to be Scott McTominay returns. I would
Mhm.
love to see him pairing up with Donny van de Beek, but knowing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, it's gonna be Fred again. And uh, Bruno Fernandes will be your number 10. Cristiano Ronaldo up top. From the right, it could be
Mhm.
who was it again? Mason Greenwood, and I think Paul Pogba will start on the left. Jadon Sancho might be on the bench for this.
Hmm. Interesting. Well, since Akers is not here, I'll say my lineup. It's
Mike.
pretty much yours. This one, it's pretty much same as yours.
Yeah.
I also think that Pogba would start, Ronaldo up front and Greenwood on the right, and then midfield. I would want, as you, I would prefer Van der Beek, McTominay, and Bruno. Cause like the thing with Van der Beek is that a lot some fans were saying that Van der Beek is the solution for our CDM, which I completely don't agree. I think he's a big upgrade from Fred, considering Fred's performances. but I still don't think if our midfield is going to be Rashford and no, sorry, Bruno and Pogba when Rashford comes back, I don't think we can put Van der Beek still in there. I think Van der
Mm.
Beek would still go back to the bench. But obviously, if you're playing McTominay and Fred, I would prefer McTominay and Van der Beek. And the back line, back four and back five basically are the same as me. But I actually thought that Van Bissaka played well against West Ham, apart from that one
Yeah.
penalty thing that could have gone. I actually thought he played
Mm.
well, and I thought he actually did a little bit better in his attacking. He had a one really good shot, and he actually did get into the box of West Ham quite a bit. Um, so I think he is trying to improve in that part of his attacking
Mm.
attacking
Right.
threat. But defensively, compared to Diego Dalot, I still think Van
Yeah.
Bissaka does
No, look.
a bit more consistent job than him. But yeah, like if depending on, and one thing I was thinking is that like how Dallas came and Luke Shaw became world class. I hope if Dalot can pick
Mm.
up his form and actually perform, maybe that could push Van Bissaka to make sure that he has to attack and defend and be a really good player, like to
Right.
both his jobs. Because Van Bissaka was a winger before he became a fullback, so it's not like he's new to attacking from the right. So hopefully he can improve on that. Even though I think last season I heard this that they both had similar stats, Luke Shaw and Van Bissaka, in terms of like assist and goals and stuff, which doesn't seem like it, but he has gotten assists last season as well and scored some goals. So hopefully he improves on that because I think that game against Young Boys is gonna be like a kick for him to what do you call improve. And anyways, we'll see Dalot in the Champions League because he's
Oh
suspended.
my
So
goodness.
it's fine. If you want, you
It's
can
as if
show me. Yeah,
it's like I'm living in a cave at this moment. Yeah. Carry on.
yeah. So I mean, Dalot is going to start against Villarreal. So I think yeah, like we will get another chance for him like to perform.
Hmm.
Just one more. I want to touch on man like Cavani being back in the squad. Will we see him come on in the from the bench? And if so, who would it be for?
It's gonna be interesting, man. I because Cristiano Ronaldo and Edison Cavani are quite similar, to be very honest. So unless we shift to a 4-4-2 formation, which is highly unlikely, I don't know how
Hmm.
it's gonna be because Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't like to get substituted at all,
Hmm.
and Edison Cavani is also too good of a player to be on the bench. So I think he can be utilized when probably we're a goal down and we're chasing the game. I think you can put in Ronaldo and Edison Cavani, and you just need to cross the ball as many times as you can,
Hmm.
and those two players, either of them will get the header.
Hmm.
So I do not know how Edison Cavani will be fitting in. I think it's going to be off the bench just in case.
Hmm.
Yes, Ronaldo does have the knack of playing from the left. He's played from the left for quite a few years, like when he was at Manchester before, not
Hmm.
right now. So if just in case if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does decide to use him, I think it's going to be off the bench while we are chasing the game. Cavani could be
Hmm.
up front. Probably Ronaldo could be used on the left. But
Hmm.
it's going to be interesting because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has a lot of problems at this moment of time because you
Hmm.
see Paul Pogba, he's been performing well on the left, but knowing the fact that Rashford is coming back, he prefers to play on the left. Sancho,
Hmm.
we got him as a right winger, but he's also played most of his games as a left winger. It's
Uh-huh.
odd because
But
of
that's
Mason
because of the
Greenwood. He's
Greenwood
been back.
perform. Yeah, yeah.
That's
Like
because of Greenwood.
yeah.
So it's gonna be it's a good problem to have, and
Hmm.
this is where Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's mantle will be tested, and
Hmm.
the run of games in the next few weeks is gonna be difficult, man. It's gonna be if he survives this somehow, man. You know
Hmm.
this guy.
He will.
If he
I
survives
mean,
this,
yeah, he
I
does
don't know
well
how.
in but yeah,
Like
that's
this
the
has
thing.
to
Like,
be one of the yeah.
no, yeah, no, I was
You
saying
go
that
on.
it's. I was saying that like he does well in the big games, and I think he was more judged last season on dropping points against the likes of West Ham, Crystal Palace. So if we could maintain that good record against the big six, and if you do well in this last next 2 months, because a lot of the other teams also playing each other. We have Chelsea playing City, Spurs. I mean, that's not our competitors, but like Liverpool, City, I think is the next game week or something. So like they are also gonna cut each other out, and if we are in a very good position, like let's say we have a 2 point or 3 point cushion, like we already have a 3 point cushion over City, right? No, we do, yeah, we do.
Over
So
City,
like
yes, but we are joint top leaders with Liverpool.
yeah, I've been so like
Yeah.
yeah, so that's all. Like if by the time we play Chelsea or Liverpool, if we already have like a 2 point or 3 point advantage over them, that could put us in a good position. Even if we get a draw, I hope he doesn't, but if he can, we can also play for a draw, and that could look like a good result because we are taking 2 points off them and we are still maintaining our position. So yeah, it is a tough month. I totally agree on that. And like you mentioned, I think Ole has to improve on his squad. What I would like is that don't change what works. And Greenwood works on the right, Ronaldo works on the striker,
Mm.
Pogba works on the left. Sancho, like I know in the first few game weeks, I was a bit like skeptical about his performance, not because of United, because of his England performance as well. Like even the Euros, he didn't have that great of a Euros, and obviously he missed a penalty. So I had a feeling that he might look very out of form, out of confidence, which kind of looks the case now after like 4 5 games. But I do want him to come back to his best. But my biggest fear is that most of the players who come from Bundesliga, they sometimes do struggle to perform in, like, we have the big high Kai Havertz and Timo Werner haven't lit up the
Mm.
Premier League. We had Shinji
Havertz is
Kagawa.
doing well now this season. Like
Yeah, but
he's picked up his form now.
it's a bit. I mean, I saw from some Chelsea fans it's a bit mixed because I think he played the last Premier League game and he wasn't that great. And like I mean, but yeah, he's kind of in the mix. Werner's completely gone. Kagawa
Yeah,
was another
Werner,
player.
forget about it.
Yeah, Kagawa was another player that had so much high
Mm.
expectation. He was obviously the Bruno Fernandes of back then. He was obviously the
Mkhitaryan.
Mkhitaryan. Oh yeah, another one. So my worry is that that could not be the case with Sanchez since
For
he invested so much in him and
like
he knows. Yeah.
for for Sancho, what I have to say is that I had this feeling that like I'm glad that we have I've said this countless occasions that we signed Ronaldo and Rafael Varane because all the pressure would have been on Sancho, and I
Mm-hmm.
had this feeling that he's not going to bang immediately. First and foremost, he's like 20 years of age. Secondly, he played in the Bundesliga with all the high lines, and you can easily exploit the defense over there. And
Mm-hmm.
thirdly, he's also the kind of player that like Anthony Marshall might not be in form, but he's also one of those give and goes, quick tempo, like passing and all that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, he's not quite similar to Marcus Rashford because at this moment of time, you need to evolve your game. The way that we are playing, we have to be like more direct.
Mm-hmm.
Sancho might have to evolve his game over here. I think he needs to run in behind the defender. At this moment, he's just collecting the ball and then he's expecting, and then he's giving it back to the other player in midfield, and then expecting it back. But that's not happening at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he needs to evolve. He needs to be more direct, run behind, be a little selfish. In all honesty, he
Mm-hmm.
can do that. He has the potential. If he's a little direct, I think he thrive in United. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I feel.
I mean, that's a valid point because I feel like I was thinking that maybe if we play the big games, I mean the big teams, where teams would be more open, like City, Liverpool, Chelsea. Maybe not Chelsea because they still play very defensive. I think Sancho could thrive in those kind of games. We remember like whenever we play Man City, Marshall and Rashford have a very good game, um, no
Yeah.
matter
So
what
did Lingard.
position. So did Lingard, yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
So I think Sancho could have we might see his first, what do you call, big game, or like a good game of him from when we play those big six teams. But like I mean I've seen sparks of him. It's not like I've not it's
Yeah.
like he's a completely he's not doing anything. He's doing step overs. He's linking up well with Luke Shaw on the left side,
Mm.
which is a good plus because we all thought he and Van Bissaka would have a partnership, but he has been linking up well with Luke Shaw. I was hoping to see more of him combining with Bruno and Ronaldo. Like those are the and Pogba even. I see
Mm.
his link with Luke Shaw, but when I see him do that one on ones with, like you mentioned, with Bruno and Pogba, everyone seems a bit lost. Like they are
Mm.
not in the same wavelength as, let's say, Bruno and Pogba or
Yeah.
Bruno and Ronaldo. Like he seems a bit off. He can only link up with Luke Shaw for some reason. So I mean, that's possibly like he the more he plays with the team, maybe he will get involved with it. Like even Bruno will
Yeah.
start to understand the kind of player Sancho is, and perhaps we can integrate him more in the lineup. But on the other hand, Greenwood, oh my God, like he has been on form, and I hope that he had scored against West Ham in the cup. But I think he'll also have a good game against Aston Villa because I think he has scored against every game he's played against Aston Villa, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. He could have
So,
scored against West Ham in the league as well if Ronaldo wasn't that greedy.
oh, yeah, that one also. That one, since
Imagine,
it's Ronaldo, we have to let him have it. Like, If it was
But
any
but
other
imagine if the
player,
roles were but imagine if the roles were reversed. What would have only you know what
oh yeah,
Ronaldo's reaction
yeah,
would
yeah,
have been.
yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, like I mean, considering Greenwood, he would not have at all minded it at all. He's like, okay, fine,
Hmm.
Ronaldo, you do your thing. With that, let's get to the predictions. So what do you think? How this game is gonna go?
Well, Aston Villa are a good team, but the good news for us United fans is that Leon Bailey, their man in form, he's ruled
Hmm.
out due to an injury. So it's, we were talking about the Bundesliga, by the way. Leon Bailey is actually having a good time in the
Oh
Premier
yeah,
League.
that's true. Oh yeah,
Yes,
that's true.
so yeah, and since he's not there, I think that would work in our favor. We are playing at home. We're playing at Old Trafford. That should also work in our favor. The good thing
Hmm.
is that even when I was watching that Carabao Cup, there was a lot of noise within the stadium. So
Hmm.
that could be that could be of big help yet
Hmm.
again.
Hmm.
And considering that we'll be playing our strongest 11, I think we should be getting the win. It can be it'll be 1-0, and then we'll concede for another time, like we have to concede, and then
Hmm.
we will score the second, like after like 10 or 15 minutes. I think
Hmm.
that's going to be the score line, 2-1 in favor of United.
Hmm. I mean, I really want us to get a clean sheet. It's been, I mean, we never got till
Hmm.
now so far.
Just one
But
clean sheet so far against the team which had the most number of shots against us.
oh,
Look,
Wolves.
look
Oh
at
yeah,
the
we got
irony.
clean against Wolves. Oh yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. But we don't concede more than one goal, and we also don't concede any set piece goals. That's one thing that's
Well,
improved
that's
in
good to
United
see.
defense because of the coach that they hired. But with Aston Villa, I think their biggest threat is set pieces. Mings and whoever their other centre back is, they always get they always win headers. They caused so much problem against Chelsea. They caused so much problem in their last game. So that's a bit what do you call danger for us. But as long as we can counter them, we can like reduce the set pieces we give them. I think we should be winning it comfortably because they do open up a lot. Matty Cash is on form, but he always goes forward. So for the likes of honestly, I would play Sancho to be honest. Now that I think about it, I wouldn't be surprised if Sancho plays against Matty Cash because Matty Cash comes forward. He's like the next Grealish for them. So he
Hmm.
does leave a lot of space, and if he can utilize Sancho in that left wing, because I know Pogba doesn't have the pace of Sancho, I wouldn't be surprised to see Sancho start. Now that I think about it, but again, Pogba
Hmm.
is doing amazing over there with the freedom he has, not tracking back and stuff. So I don't know. It will be interesting, and I think we'll win. And I'm going for. I'll go for 2-0. I think we can get a clean sheet. One Ronaldo goal, customary Ronaldo goal, and one goal from I'll give to Greenwood. Yeah, the 2 hour informed players. So yeah, 2-0 from us. Akers has gone missing, but I hope that he's also predicting a United win and not a United loss
Yeah.
or a Maguire own goal or something like that that he wants.
I love the interaction between you two during match day. Like he's on Harry Maguire all
He
the
always
time.
picks on Maguire. I pick on De Gea and
You're
whoever.
on the hair. I'm like, yeah, whatever, bro.
But
And
yeah,
then
whoever.
after winning or losing a game, he constantly talks about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Like even I have the even I have the same stance about Solskjaer, but I think he's a little bit more addicted to it.
Yeah, yeah, he is. For me, it's like I'm not this big fan. I'm not a big fan. Neither am I not against him so much. But it's just that if he can adapt his gameplay, his in-game management is the main concern that I have. Like, but I thought I saw
Yeah,
a bit of that in the West Ham game where he actually tried to change it up. He brought on like Bruno and Greenwood, and they had a quite a big impact even against West Ham. Yeah, I forgot even again. I mean the league game, the substitutions made the difference. Against the League Cup game, they almost had a difference. But again, if the game, if it's a big game, let's say a final, semi-final, that's when he will be asked upon. Because I think in the league games, even if it's a big game, he does well. But yeah, like it's
mm,
when everything is on the line. Like even if you lose against Man City, it's fine. Like we still can recover 3 points in the like after in 10 games time. But the cup games where if you make one mistake, you're out of the cup, which
yep.
happened. That's when he gets more criticized, and yeah,
You know
it's
what
still
I
a
what I
strange
said
season. Mhm.
the last time I was here with Paritosh, I said that by signing Cristiano Ronaldo, like it's a good thing that he did, but he might have also dug his own grave because now the expectations are sky high for him. to deliver.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
he, Cristiano Ronaldo is not going to accept it. Like he's not going to accept us not challenging for the league or not challenging for the Champions League. All his life he's done that, so it's going to be difficult for
Hmm.
him, and it's going to be interesting one. I think this is a make it or break it season. To be very honest for him, he's either going to go the distance, he's going to do something significant, or
Hmm.
or I don't see his future over here. It's going to be, it's not going to be, it's there won't be a middle ground. I think at this moment of time.
Hmm. No, I agree. I agree. Like for me, again, my predictions would still stand because I still didn't care about Carabao Cup. Personally, as a neutral football fan, I would like to see a small team win it, like Newcastle or Tottenham or some team that never won it. I don't want Man City or Chelsea or those kind of teams to win, but like a team that never wins trophies or has less chance of winning trophies. So I would literally donate that trophy to like one of the small clubs, even West Ham. I hope West Ham goes and wins the Carabao Cup. I mean, that would be good for them and David Moyes. But like in terms of the Premier League, let's say if we lose the league by a point or 2 points, I don't think that would get him a sack or anything. I would think that would still be what do you call? I think it depends on the context. Like, let's say if we blow a 2-0 lead against Burnley when we should have won that, could have won the league. Maybe those kind of situations happens. Then yeah, we can say Ole might be in his last
Yeah,
few games.
that's fine. That's fine. Like, but he needs to challenge. We can't be
Yeah,
like
he needs to
15 or
challenge.
20
Yeah,
points away.
yeah,
He
that's
needs to
true.
challenge.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that would be his what do you call benchmark? Because like let's say, look, Liverpool still could win the league, Chelsea could win the league, City could win the league. If any one of those teams don't win the league, they would get the pressure as well. But considering the fact that the other managers have won in the past, Ole would be a bit more under criticism because he has to win. And again, it's a very tough league because, like, let's say if Chelsea don't win the league with Lukaku, people would ask questions. If City doesn't win the league with Grealish, they would have questions. Liverpool might be the only team that could get away with not winning the league because people are still not expecting them to win the league that much as the other two or three. But yeah, it's going to be a great season. Tomorrow, I mean, this weekend we have some good games as well: City, Chelsea, and Arsenal, Tottenham. That's not a big game, but still a derby.
Oh, it's
So
Arsenal Tottenham as well. That's a big game, bro.
it's a big
Mid-table,
mid-table clash. Yeah,
mid-table, mid-table
yeah.
derby.
So yeah, I mean, let's see how the weekend goes, and hopefully either United go clear of Chelsea, um, or if Chelsea are going to be too strong to beat. We'll find out soon. Anything else you want to add?
Now that's about it, man. We talk about bouncing back, bounce back, but at the same time, we need some consistency. Like
Mhm.
we win two games, draw one, then win two games, lose one. I hope we stick in some consistency. Just like what Manchester City did last season, they won like 15 or 16 games on the bounce. If we
Mhm.
do that, I think it's done. I think you can have your name on the trophy. We need consistency now.
Mhm. I agree. I 100% agree on that. And hopefully, the Villa game would be something of a dominant performance and not just. I
Yep.
mean, the West Ham game was fun. I feel like United have been the most entertaining team of all. Like everyone looks into us when the Premier League games are going on because signing Ronaldo, signing Varane, then the West Ham game, like it was all like box office like stuff. But hopefully, we have a commanding win tomorrow against Aston Villa, and we'll move on to Champions League on Tuesday or Wednesday. So, all right, that's it from me and Wali. Hope you guys like the stream, like, subscribe, and we'll see you after the next game.